China's J-35 stealth fighter jet, developed under the aviation industry conglomerate AVIC and intended for carrier operations aboard the Type 003 Fujian aircraft carrier, has been heavily promoted as a symbol of China's rise in fifth-generation combat aviation. However, the program's trajectory over the past decade has shown a consistent pattern of delays, unverified claims, and opaque development, suggesting that the aircraft's progress is significantly overstated in Chinese state messaging. The strategic presentation of the J-35 has evolved into a high-profile propaganda tool, aimed at portraying technological parity with the United States while masking the underlying shortcomings and gaps that continue to slow its path to operational readiness. The J-35's development can be traced back to the early 2010s, under the export-focused FC-31 program, which was originally unveiled at the Zhuhai Airshow in 2014. Marketed at the time as a rival to the F-35, the aircraft drew immediate scrutiny for its visual similarities to the American stealth jet. Over the next decade, the program quietly shifted from a theoretical export platform to a domestic naval variant, later renamed J-35 by unofficial defense watchers. Despite the name change and the shift to a carrier-based focus, the aircraft has not followed the accelerated or transparent development path that characterizes modern high-performance fighter programs. Although China's domestic media refers to the J-35 as combat-ready and fully indigenous, no formal induction into Chinese naval aviation units has been announced. The aircraft is often featured in promotional videos and static displays, showing progress in prototype airframes, engine nacelle modifications, and radar shaping elements, but critical details remain absent. For example, China has never disclosed whether the aircraft has passed key certification stages required for carrier operations, including arrested recovery reliability tests, long-term saltwater exposure trials, and electronic warfare suite integration. The widespread use of edited visuals and animated simulations in official media further obscures any reliable assessment of the platform's status. Engine development is another central concern that challenges the narrative of seamless progress. The J-35 was initially powered by the WS-13E engine, derived from older Russian Rod-93 designs. Later prototypes reportedly used the WS-19, a more powerful indigenous engine that is still undergoing its own testing and refinement. Despite frequent claims of successful integration, there is no independent confirmation that the WS-19 is stable enough for deployment in high-stress naval conditions, where durability and reliability are critical for deck-based operations. China's long-standing difficulties in jet engine development remain one of the most significant limiting factors for the performance of its entire fifth-generation fighter fleet, and the J-35 is no exception. Carrier compatibility remains another unproven area. The Fujian carrier, launched in 2022, is China's first flat-deck vessel equipped with an electromagnetic aircraft launch system (EMLS). It is advertised as a major technological leap that enables the operation of heavier, stealthier aircraft. However, while the carrier has conducted several sea trials, the integration of air wing components, particularly the J-35, has not been demonstrated publicly. No verified imagery or formal statement has confirmed that any J-35 has performed a successful carrier takeoff or arrested landing at sea. Land-based launch tests from mock-up carriers at inland facilities do not equate to full integration, and real-world sea conditions present additional engineering and operational challenges that remain unaccounted for in Chinese reporting. While official Chinese outlets emphasize that serial production of the J-35 began in 2024 or 2025, no figures on completed aircraft, unit cost, or squadron-level deployment have been released. Chinese military social media accounts have referred vaguely to mass production, but without corroborating procurement records or satellite-tracked factory activity. These statements appear more declarative than evidence-based. External defense observers estimate that even if production has begun, output remains limited and inconsistent, possibly restricted to pre-operational test units. The dissonance between these broad claims and the observable reality has led many outside analysts to view the program primarily through the lens of political signaling. The J-35's media appearances often align with major diplomatic events, anniversaries, or periods of geopolitical tension, suggesting that it is being used to reinforce domestic narratives of technological strength and global influence. This is not unusual for state-controlled defense programs, but the sheer extent to which the J-35's image is curated and controlled further highlights the contrast between perception and operational fact. Complicating the issue are rumors of internal program challenges and even security breaches. In early 2025, reports emerged in unofficial Chinese language forums and regional media outlets of an arrest or execution linked to classified J-35 data being leaked. While these claims have not been confirmed, they point to the intense pressure and secrecy surrounding the program. Further, alleged internal corruption cases within AVIC, including quality control issues and delayed subcontractor work, have been mentioned in foreign media, suggesting friction within China's defense industrial base. False export narratives have also played a role in building the J-35's image. Several Chinese and international outlets have suggested that foreign nations have expressed interest in acquiring the fighter. In 2025, widely shared rumors claimed that an export contract for 30 to 40 units had been signed at a half-price deal. Within weeks, the supposed buyer issued a formal denial, and no further evidence emerged. This sequence highlights how export rumors are sometimes used not to reflect reality but to inflate the program's prestige and imply market viability abroad, when in fact, no nation has yet confirmed such a purchase. Domestically, the J-35 has become both a point of pride and frustration. While official state outlets continue to promote it as a sign of strength, segments of the Chinese online population have begun expressing skepticism. Some users have questioned why the aircraft is being showcased globally when there is still no sign of its official adoption by China's own navy. Others point to ongoing delays in related platforms, such as the KJ-600 airborne early warning aircraft, which is also essential for carrier operations but faces its own setbacks. This sentiment, amplified by inconsistencies and the lack of hard data, suggests cracks in the domestic narrative and a growing awareness that the program is not proceeding as smoothly as portrayed. The J-35 program is not simply a fighter aircraft development project, it is a strategic messaging tool wrapped in a cloak of opacity. The core of the program appears to be stalled between prototype testing and real operational readiness. The controlled rollout of vague milestones, heavy reliance on state-led media coverage, and reluctance to publish hard technical data all suggest that the aircraft is not yet meeting the expectations laid out by Chinese leadership. While public relations efforts surrounding the J-35 remain aggressive, the absence of verified production numbers, confirmed carrier integration, or observable combat readiness casts doubt on many of the claims made by Chinese sources. The program's trajectory so far indicates that its most successful operations have occurred not in the air, but in the realm of information control and narrative construction.